Boy, the bloom didn't stay on that rose for long. After the Florida football team rocketed up the college football rankings and Anthony Richardson's fans were making reservations in New York last week, it all fell apart for the Gators on a Saturday night that was not quite like the last one for this team. It was a sad performance by the offense that handed Billy Napier his first loss as Florida's coach, a 26-16 embarrassment that saw Florida get shut out in the second half and Richardson throw 2 picks that really were the difference in the game. We have talked all offseason about how we were curious to see how Florida handled adversity this season after failing at it last year. Well, it smacked the Gators right in the face on this night. Florida's offense was pedestrian all night, and Kentucky, just as it did last year, had just enough on offense to pull out the win. Here are the first 6 takes of what should be an interesting week. When Florida took a 16-7 lead in the second quarter, Klement-USA TODAY Sports, thanks in part to a snap over the punter's head, all looked right with the world. But Richardson's pass that Jordan Wright picked off, a great play by the guy who was miraculously cleared 2 days before the game, changed the momentum of the game. That series itself was a disaster with a short kickoff return and no imagination on offense with a chance to go for the jugular. It didn't get better in the second half, Klement-USA TODAY Sports, as Kentucky scored on a 65-yard interception return by Keidron Smith on a play where there was a massive miscommunication and an easy pick 6. Especially because Richardson hurt his ankle on the first series of the game, low hits on the quarterback are supposed to be called, and had no chance stopping Smith on the runback. Suddenly, the swamp felt like the air had been let out and you started to think Kentucky could really win this game. Look, there was way too much praise for Richardson and for the Florida team after that win over Utah. At the same time, Florida could not utilize Richardson's running ability because of his sore ankle. And when all he can do is pass, well, it's still an unfinished product. He was 14 of 35 for the game, and that's never a good thing. Add in a total of 4 rushing yards, and it was not the same guy we saw last week. Kentucky did not do that much special on offense, Klement-USA TODAY Sports, as Florida's defense tried to take over the game in the first half. The autotag, Gervon Dexter / autotag, interception was huge and seemed to be the play that would get everything going. Then, a snap over the punter's head and the swamp was alive. But very little went right after that. You have to accept the fact that Kentucky has won 2 of the last 3 in Gainesville and 3 of 5 overall. And that Mark Stoops became Kentucky's all-time wins leader, eclipsing Bear Bryant. So, Napier promised fewer penalties this year, Jasen Vinlove-USA TODAY Sports, and in 2 games, Florida only has 10 and only had 3 in this game. But the opponents of UF have had only 4 and 1 was intentional. The hit on Richardson could have been penalized as Trey Dean's was later on Will Levis. But you have to play around the officials, who could have called multiple penalties in the game. Florida actually won the yardage battle, Klement-USA TODAY Sports, 279-272, and if autotag, Dan Mullen / autotag, was still the coach, he'd have pointed that out. Napier instead said, "You have to take a look in the mirror, and that's what he'll do and what my staff will do. We didn't earn the right to win, they did not." There were a ton of mistakes, especially on offense. Now, we wait to see the response. The last time Kentucky won in Gainesville, Florida went on to a New Year's 6 bowl game. Last year when the Cats won in Lexington, Florida crumpled like a wet diaper. Let us know your thoughts and comment on this story below. Join the conversation today. Story originally appeared on Gators Wire.